Good morning, everyone. I hope you are doing great. So for today, you had the task to make a presentation, a project, something like this. That is why we'll start with giving a feedback, and this is the topic of our today lesson, high quality feedback. So as for the agenda, what we will cover today, it's leading discussion, negative criticism versus constructive feedback, high quality feedback, their principles and structures, transforming negative criticism into constructive feedback, and you will practice giving feedback to yourself. We will start with discussion. First of all, tell me what is the effective communication process? Do you remember? So we've discussed it 2 lessons ago. What is the most effective thing when we communicate? So definitely it's to get our feedback, to reaction with a person, to understand that you're on the same wave with this person. When does miscommunication happen? What do you remember? There were some short videos, with different kind of miscommunication. When you use one word in different meaning, and the person might think about one meaning, but in fact you are talking about another word. Or when you can't hear someone properly, and there are a lot of other things, with the mimic, with gestures and the rest. So as for the feedback, let's look closer at the project that I've got. By the way, for those who haven't done the project for today and haven't sent it to me, please send in chat privately to me why you haven't done it. So now I'll share the task with you. So here you might see the project of Yaroslav Perepechai. If I say that this project is good, is it a constructive feedback or it just my opinion? What do you think? So please send in chat if you think that saying this project is good, it's a feedback, send F. If you think that it's just my opinion, send O. So let's look closer at it. The first point, of 3 things that help me delete stress or get rid of stress. It's Candice. Why? Because when I'm feeling stressed, I want something to eat, and usually I want something sweet. So that's why Candice. And we can see colorful pictures that distract us. Second, cats. Why? Because they're cute and they make me feel funny. I feel like this, so funny. And third, eat and watch something. Why? Because I was telling you when I feel stressed that I want to eat, and best way how to combine it is to watch something. So here you also can see a picture with Netflix serials, burger, and the rest. That is all by. Good. Thank you, Yaroslav, for your project. Now, let's look at your comments. Just a second. Okay, opinion. You're quite right. That's opinion. And how can I make it like feedback, not an opinion? First of all, I need some criteria, how to judge it. The first criteria might be content. It means that either this is according to the topic that I asked or not. So here, what do you think? Does it suit the topic? I think yes, definitely. all 3 points. They are the things that help us relax. Context is good. Next one, language. Language is okay in general. Yes, there were some spelling mistakes and some grammar mistakes. So this is the area you should work on. Next time, just check it more carefully. Next one, visual presentation. With visual, it's made perfectly. Yeah, colorful pictures according to the topic as well. Organization, I think this project is organized well because it's easier to understand which sentences relates to which unit. Good. And as for creativity, it's also according to the level, yeah, as you've just made a project, haven't drawn it. So thank you, Yaroslav, so much for your presentation. You did it really well. Now we'll look closer how to distinguish between criticism and constructive feedback. The first point here is, for example, teacher says use the following phrase. You were speaking so quietly and unclearly that people ask you to repeat all the time. Were you unprepared or what? So if you hear such kind of phrase, so definitely you have negative feelings, negative reaction to it, yeah, because you're really prepared for a long period of time, but no one can just understand it because you speak quietly, but it's not the real problem and it doesn't relate to the project, to the task you complete at all. So if we're talking about constructive feedback, it should be the following. Your project presentation went successfully. Here is what is especially great. Materials were visualized very well. The information was interesting and up to date. People were interested in your offers. Next time, try to speak more clearly and loudly. Anyway, you did a good job today. So definitely you might see the difference, yeah, between these two things. Let's discuss it. Have you ever been criticized? Who criticized you and why? How did you feel? Why? So send me in chat the answer to the first question. Have you ever been criticized? Who criticized you and why? So I'm waiting for all your comments. I read some comments why you haven't been ready with the presentation. Okay, got it. So as follows the link, I also send you the link in chat. Yeah, we have general chat together. So if there are such kind of project, you may find the link there, or just type me personally and I'll send personally to you one more time. Yaroslav haven't been criticized. Good. So, as for me, yeah, I was criticized at university, for example, when I've made a kind of home task presentation, and not my presentation was criticized, but me personally, because the rest haven't done it. So I was the only one who prepared this task. So in this case, it's difficult to understand who is right, who is wrong, yeah, who is guilty. But in fact, we should avoid this kind of conflicts, yeah, and try not to be criticized. Sometimes students are criticized at school for doing something wrong, yeah, or haven't done their home task and the rest. So what is the difference between negative criticism and constructive feedback? How do they make you feel? So definitely difference between them is in our feeling. When you get your criticism, you're dissatisfied, the motivation is low and you don't want to work on it. When you get really good feedback, you understand the areas which you can improve and what should you work on. So definitely next time when you do the same thing, you do it much better because you know what you can improve. Now let's take a closer look to the feedback and comparison with its negative criticism. Also, you had some comment. Yes, when I failed the Math Olympiad, teacher criticized me. It was awful. Yeah, so usually the task at the Olympiads, yes, they are really difficult and they are higher than your level at school as a rule. So it's very well that you even took part in it, not without saying winning or losing. I'm usually speaking really fast, so I become much negative criticism. So usually with people who speak fast, so it's not your problem yet because you understand the people, but those who can't catch it. So they might try to practice at speaking fast at their own language. It also helps us because when you watch the serial, yeah, even in other language, so if you are not good at listening, so you may lose a lot of context. So it doesn't mean that the serial is bad. You just can't understand it. That is the problem. So I haven't criticized for my teacher because I haven't done my homework. I felt guilty. Okay, with the homework, yeah, we will when we will practice, we will have the same seeing how we can change these critics with the homework for students to feel better. So I won't comment it now. I want you to send me it a little bit later. And one more, yes, when I did a project at school, our teacher had a very strange opinion about gender stereotypes that I got a bad grade. Okay, here it's about opinion, yeah, not the project at all. And opinion might be different about the gender stereotype. It's quite a controversial topic. That is why it's not a good idea to put students that grade when the opinion of teacher do not coincide with the student. So as for criticism, yeah, let's compare it. Focus on the problem, past, and focus on the desired result, future. When we are focused on the past, what was wrong and what was bad. So definitely you might know that your project was bad. So you feel guilty, you feel unmotivated, and that's all. When you focus on the future, on the result, what would you like to achieve? You set clear goals for yourself. For example, for the next presentation, I want to speak loudly. So is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Or for the next presentation, I want to speak slowly. It's also possible. So you set definite goals for what you can change. And next time you do it and you succeed in it. Even if your presentation will got a bad mark in general, but you set your goals, you speak, for example, loud, yes, you did a great job because you already complete this part. No matter what was wrong that time, you set definite goal and it succeeded. Next one, focus on the reasons of failure. Why did it happen and who is guilty? When you try to understand that, okay, I failed this time and it was, for example, my mistake. Yeah, you just blame yourself and that's all, it doesn't work. Or you blame your teacher all the time because she put you bad mark and also, okay, you just live with this mark and nothing happens. When you focus on the way to succeed, what is the best way to learn? You try to make a conclusion and understand what should you do not this situation to happen one more time. You try to avoid it. And the last one is focus on limitation and focus on opportunities. When you focus on limitation, you think what you shouldn't do. So let's imagine that you've used a picture that your teacher doesn't like, yeah, because it was a kind of comics or maybe something from manga, yeah, something unclear for a teacher. And they told me, okay, this gift or something else is not suitable because it's academic style. You know that you can't use or shouldn't use this kind of pictures, but you have no ideas what should you use to be original and also interesting, yeah, for the teacher and for the group itself, because not only teacher judge you, but your students. And the constructive feedback includes the opportunities. Yeah, what should you use? What kind of pictures? What kind of text, of grammar tenses? Where is the main mistake and what can be improved? Next one, high quality feedback, principles and structure. There are some points, yeah, that might help you to give good feedback and also know what feedback you should get as well. The first one, be concrete and specific. So why is it important? Say precisely what the other person is doing is wrong. For example, your project was 3 pages long. And we understand that it's so much. A lot of information isn't necessary here because we have just 1 minute to present. So it's not enough. We can't listen to all the students. That is why you should get like a feedback, reduce this project to 2 pages, but not saying this is too long and this is too bad. Otherwise, if your words are vague and abstract, it will make a person angry because the person isn't told how they can change the things. So the first point, you should know what to change. Second, be informative and practical. When you say something, you did it wrong, it's neither informative nor practical, and it doesn't show any specific area of improvement, so it just upsets the person with no reason of practical use. That is why try to give more information about the task itself. Third point, make it a feedback, not an opinion. So why is this important? When you are saying something like, I didn't like it, as for me, I think it's bad, you're talking about yourself and you're giving your opinion instead of helpful feedback. Don't say, I don't like your shoes. You can say, you're not wearing your best shoes today. We use our words in the way that can have an impact on other people, especially when we are given feedback. And that is why it's important to use the correct language when you do it. So imagine I tell someone, you're very confident when they just present their project. This person might be thinking first, who the hell are you to tell me either I'm confident or not? And second point, they might think I'm not confident at all. So it was nervous, I was shy. Why am I confident? So you are lying to me, I don't feel like this. And this is also important when you express it, not to lie to a person to whom you give feedback. Be open with him or her. So it would already better to distinguish between fact and opinion by saying something like, I think you are very confident. The other person will recognize that at least it's just your opinion. So, but still, they might feel on their own, but you think like this. Okay, it's possible to put up with it. Nevertheless, we can give an effective and constructive feedback that will separate fact from opinion and also focus on the behavior and performance, not on the way you think about this person or you think who they are, how they behave, how they look like. So if you give your feedback, please use your language well. Next point. Talk about actions, not personality. Helpful feedback talks about actions and say what people are doing rather than what they are. For example, you see a person dancing. You can say, you dance really artistically, instead of you are fantastic. So don't blame or label people. If they do the activity, yeah, you comment only this activity, not the person itself. Then say I feel angry when you split the tea instead of you are clumsy idiot. So when you see a person can't do something and all the time, yeah, you can't label just this person is stupid, this person is strange or something like this. So you can express your reaction. Yeah, I feel angry. I don't like when you act like this. In such way, it would be less insulting. Next thing is talk in the past. Use past tenses when possible. It's a little positive trick when you speak in the past. It means that your comments are directed not a person now, but a person in the past. So, for example, when you made your project, yeah, and you've got a comment that this project is much better than the previous one, you improved in this, and that sphere, and also you succeed in it, yeah, you achieve your goal. Definitely, this is a positive feedback, even in comparison that there was mentioned that the project you did earlier was not so good at this one, but you work on it and it's okay. Next point, talk immediately. High qualified feedback is always given immediately, not hours or days later, when neither of you can remember what happened. If your feedback is delayed, it's not helpful anymore, since by the time it is given, the person may have forgotten what you're talking about. So imagine the situation. You are doing your task during the lesson. You completed, that's all, but no one checked it. You forgot about it. It was the task on a sheet of paper the teacher gave to you. Definitely you went out of the classroom, yeah, and throw it somewhere or put it maybe on your table desk somewhere else. So you don't know where this sheet of paper is. And no one checked. In a week, you get the answers for this task. First of all, you can't understand what was the task. You don't remember because they're just answers. You can't find it as well. So it's not important for you anymore. That is why all the feedback as well should be given immediately. You complete it, you get the answer. You ask, you get the answer. It works both for presentations, for all the activities you do, as well when you ask someone, yeah, for example, it's your friend and you need an advice. You ask for advice, for example, today, yeah, and just in a week, a friend remembered, you asked me something, yeah, what did you want? So definitely you don't need their help anymore. That is why if someone do it, try to answer immediately if it's possible. Next one, make it positive. So actually, no matter what you do, it should be positive, but still. First, talk about what is good and stressful, what is good and successful, and then you can know the areas, you can mention them, yeah, what can you improve. The main thing here is the order of information you give. So, for example, you can't just start with bad things. You did this bad, and this awful. So it's not a feedback, it's full criticism. There might be the specific structure of the information you give. Next one, the absence of negativity, that is also important. So don't say this was good and that was bad. Instead, you can say that this was great and this can become even better. Also, there are 3 words that is recommended to be avoided. So we've never think about these words, and it also was a surprise for me when I found this information. First of all, I would like to start with the word should. We often use it, yeah, to know it from the grammar. With should, we recommend someone to do it. You should go with me. Or maybe you should open the window. But when you give a feedback to someone, you need to avoid it. Saying should or should have has a psychological effect on the listener, and that is similar how they feel when they're punished. On a subconscious level, it can be mistaken for a comparison of some imaginary standard. So, for example, yeah, that there isn't any person who just perfect. And these standards try to make you this perfect person. But it's impossible, and often there is no need in it. So the word should is found to be limiting and discorresponding in so many ways. So when someone told you, you should do it like this, so definitely there might be a question, why can't I do it in the way I want? What is wrong in it? So you should know that it's possible, yeah, to use creativity, to use any ideas that you want to say. Next one. Words but and however. Often we might hear such a feedback like, you did great, but. On what do you usually pay attention? On the good job that was mentioned, or on everything that is go after but? Usually after, yeah? We are waiting for this but all the time, that it's impossible just to be definitely perfect. There might be somewhere this but. So this is also tricky, and these words like but and however seem harmless. So there is an interesting fact that often trying to conceal out what comes before in a conversation, and it's so subtle and a fact that we don't even know it's happened. So we use it unconsciously. For example, if a person tells you 10 positive things, at the end there will be one but, you will be think only about this but. Yeah, Evgenia, you're quite right with commenting. So even one thing would be harmless to you. Next one. The truth is that it wouldn't matter how positive, yeah, or constructive this feedback is when you use these words. And okay, now you know, yeah, that you shouldn't use these words. But what is recommended for you to do? How can you avoid it? Are there any ideas? For example, if I say use a sentence, you presented your project good with a perfect language, but you made some mistakes in grammar. So how can you make this sentence without this but? I don't need you to write all this sentence, yeah, but just give me some ideas what you can use instead of but. Yeah, okay, let's make it positive. It doesn't matter. We can move forward to make it as a sandwich if you like it more. So, are there any ideas with the but thing? What can you say? You did it good, but what can you use instead of but? So think about it. You may not write it now because we will practice it more, but think about it. Okay, we skip sandwich here. Make it as a sandwich. This is the order how you should put your feedback, yeah, and good ideas, bad ideas, but usually we do not say something bad. It is called areas for improvement or things that you can improve or work on. First of all, you should start with a nice thing to say. Then mention the area for improvement and finally cover it with more positive thing. Apart from this, don't forget to check the understanding of it. So when you give your feedback, make sure that a person who gets it understands what you're saying. So I can recommend you 3 following questions. First of all, does this all make sense to you? So if we are talking about something that you won't use at all, never in your life, So if there is a sense to saying it, to discuss it. For example, you've learned a very difficult structure with a term that is practically never used. You made a test and there was this sentence, yeah, you made a mistake. Is there a point to spend so much time criticizing you on this mistake? Definitely not, because it's not important for you in life at all. So it makes no sense. First of all, be sure that what you are saying makes sense. Next one. Do you have any other question or anything to add? Usually, yeah, when there is a question, do you have any questions? No, no question. Everything is clear, everything is good, even if you do. But when we're talking about anything to add, you might have some really bright ideas to this point that wasn't mentioned. And these ideas worth sharing. So you can help maybe your students here or show to others that you know more about this topic and suggest your personal ideas. Then, are you seeing some new possibilities for how you can move forward? Sometimes you don't need a teacher or your friend, yeah, to criticize you or to give you feedback. You understand on your own where you did good, where you did bad. So that is why you may analyze it and understand, okay, I won't work on this area. I won't work on this topic. And this is like a new possibilities, a new area where you can move. When you have this in your mind, you can share it with your teacher, for example. So I know that I'm not really good at this grammar topic, so I want to improve. What can I do with it? Yeah, so here you may ask for advice and also suggest your own ideas. Let's look closer how we work with this sandwich. Yeah, we can mention three good things: what was done great, and what was done good or should be done more. Then you say one thing to improve. What can be done better, differently, or somehow changed, should be done less. So it's the same, yeah, with the presentation for 3 pages. Yeah, you can do it less. Would be in the area to improve. Apart from this, why is it important to do that differently next time? And the ways to do that better are. So not forget to say how you can do it. One more thing that is good. So when you finish with something bad, a person will remember only bad. When you add something positive, so there would be a balance. What was done great, what was done good, or should be done more. But do not repeat the same thing that you said good at the beginning again at the end. So try to be more specific and personal and find something for the last thing as well. Now transforming negative criticism into constructive feedback. This is a kind of practice that I promised you. We'll start with the first one. Your essay is bad. So here you will need your ideas with what, and you send some of them. Also, switch bad and good things. Something bad, but anyway, it was good. Okay, like a kind of trick here you suggest. And however. But and however, both that are not recommended. Although it's just a synonym. How about this one? Your essay was really good. Why not you add more words here, or more introductory phrases here, instead of saying your essay is good, but there isn't any introductory phrases. You just suggest it with the phrase, why not? Or would you like? What can you do with it? Just a kind of tricky question. So now comment please the first one. I can show you all the points that we have here. It's 10 sentences. We'll start with the first one. Your essay is bad. So how can you make it from this criticism into feedback? What can you say and how can you change it? Now, I won't comment and tell you my ideas. I just want to find out yours. So while you're sending me the answers, I'll move forward to the second. I don't like your new haircut. So this one is opinion, yeah, that we can avoid. But there is a difference. In the third one, you're always late. This is critics. So in third, opinion is possible to express instead of this critics. But in second, this opinion, no one asked you for your opinion. That is why when they don't ask you, it's better not to say. Or if you want to say, do it in a kind of advice, not critics. So I still can't say any ideas with the first one. So with your essay is bad, you can say, yeah, what definite points, why not? So you wrote good ideas and it's really interesting. Please add more sentences here because there isn't enough words, yeah, if this is the reason. Or maybe why not using some phrases? Why not using synonyms or the rest? So being specific. Number two, I don't like your new haircut. Here you might say that it could be even better. Yes, Vladislav, you're right. Your essay might be even better if you work more on it, for example. With second, I don't like your new haircut. Here you might say that your previous haircut maybe looked prettier for me, or I enjoyed more. Maybe I like you wearing dark dye or with dark color, something like this. So again, trying to be specific, what is wrong with it? You're always late. Here you can vice versa praise a person. Oh, thank you that I haven't been waiting for you so much time. You are just in time today, or you are practically in time today. You are earlier than ever. I think your previous haircut was better. Yeah, possible as well. So what are your ideas with the third one? Next one, you failed your math test again. Are you stupid or what? Anton suggested as second and third, you should change your hairdresser. Okay, when we said you should change, hairdresser is bad, but where can I find a good one? For example, if this person, yeah, I can see that your hairdresser is awesome, you can say, I can share this contact here with you, or something like this. So suggest better option, not just saying that, change it. I guess you should change. Okay, also possible here you express your opinion. You should go to work earlier. Or maybe it's better to set the alarm earlier or something like this if you know that it takes so much time to get ready. Evgenia commented, it's unusual for me to see you with your new haircut. Yeah, definitely, that is a good comment. One more, ask for a reason why and try to solve it. Definitely, because you're always late. Yeah, maybe this time something awful happened and a person just couldn't come in time. Definitely, you need to know the reason. Number four, you failed your math test. You should work more on math. Yes, but sometimes just working more doesn't help. You worked a lot, you tried, you prepared for the test, you did your best. So where is this more? How long should I do it? Here with math test, you can say, I've heard you failed your math test again. Do you need help or can I help you with it? Also, you can recommend some maybe people, yeah, who can come with it, or videos, blogs on this topic. Number 5, I didn't like the soup. You are not the best cook. So here with soup, we all have different tastes. Yeah, someone likes it. For another one, it's the awful soup. So what can you do here? First of all, you should decide either it's a huge problem, yeah, in cooking, or just there isn't enough salt in it. If it's salt or pepper, you can just stand up, take it, put it in your soup, and that's all. And say thank you for the soup that was made. If it's just disgusting because of some ingredients, you might say that, sorry, I don't like eating soup with onion, for example, or I don't like onion at all, I can't eat it. So it's not about the soup, but it's my preferences. You've gave me some more ideas. Advice to change the strategy of preparing, yes, also possible. If you're using just another way, yeah, how to solve the problem or the task, you can also share it if you don't mind. Number 5, the soup, not ideal, but the soup is not ideal, but I can give you a chief's phone number. He would help you. Possible, or you can also suggest to prepare it together, yeah, with a chief, or you can like make it a surprise for a person's birthday or for some holiday, a certificate, go into some cooking webinars or something like this. Thank you, but I'm not hungry anymore. Yeah, sure. But it's not possible if you just came, oh, I'm so hungry. Is there anything to eat? And this person gave you soup and you're, oh, no, I'm not hungry anymore. So it won't work in such way. And sometimes people who are older, I know that when I was young, no one from my family asked me to eat everything that is on the plate. I wasn't forced doing it. And I could just eat a half, that was enough. Thank you so much. But just a week ago, I traveled to my friend's grandmother and we had supper, dinner, breakfast, and all these meals. And the portion was enormously big. So it's impossible to eat everything that was on the plate. But also, I couldn't say, no, I don't want it, because she was insulted. It means that it's not tasty or delicious when you haven't eaten everything of it. So it was just awful because producing was difficult. Second, Vladislav commented, I won't say something about his or her hairdresser because this her or his choice how to look like. Yeah, definitely. If this is just a person who likes this style, why not? They have a right for it. And if you don't like it, it's your problem. Yeah, not a person with a bad hairdresser or haircut. Okay, agree. 6. You forgot about our meeting. You're so irresponsible. So can we say to a person who haven't come that he or she is irresponsible? I think no, because it might be also about you. A person might not want to speak with you, come to you, or something like this. There might be other reasons. For example, when your parents say you that you will go to a trip for holiday somewhere in another country, definitely you want to go there. And each day before you go, you will ask parents when we go, what we will see here, and the rest. Yeah, you want to know the information. And you will remember that on this Monday, we will travel somewhere. You can't forget about it. You can't miss it. You wait for it. The same with the meeting. When you want to see a person so much, yeah, you know that something interesting will happen. You can discuss so many things, watch a video together, or maybe something else, play console, why not? So it means that you won't forget. And that is why it's better to say, it's a pity that I haven't opportunity to see you this time. Or maybe let's do something interesting next time and suggest your ideas. So I want to say something. Evgenia suggested say nothing, yeah, about the soup as well, if it's possible. Yeah, okay. If it's possible to eat, you may say nothing. If it's impossible to eat, you need to be careful how to tell it that it's disgusting. 6, maybe he didn't forget, but something happened. At least you should ask the reason. Yeah, every time when there is an opportunity to ask the reason, when you're not satisfied with what has happened, do it. Don't forget about it. Let's move forward to number 7. Okay, Stefan missed some of them and commented 10. Why not? You never do your homework, your final grade won't be nice. So if you want to improve your final grade, I suggest you should do your homework more often. Yes, good comment, agree. So also here might be suitable to ask for a reason, yeah? Why a person haven't done his homework. Because knowing the reason you might help, yeah, if the task is difficult, or maybe if it's boring, you can speak together and maybe find out something more interesting for you and also beneficial. Why not? So the salad, number 7. The salad you made was good, but the meat wasn't. So here you can either eat just salad, yeah, or suggest something what you can do with meat. In 8, there are some grammar mistakes in your sentences. They don't sound right. Anton suggested 6. It would be better if you put a reminder. And 7, maybe this meat wasn't fresh. Yeah, also possible. Yeah, it's not about the way how person cook it, but the problem in the meat itself. Awesome suggestion. In 8, what can we do? There are some grammar mistakes in your sentences. They don't sound right. So I would suggest here for a person to correct their mistakes on their own, yeah, because usually you're quite smart, you know all the grammar rules, but just being inattentive, you might miss something. Looking through it one more time, trying to find these mistakes on your own and correct, as for me, is the best option. Are there any other your ideas how you would like to hear it in case you've made some grammar mistakes? Number 9, you've lost a baseball game second time in a row. Probably you should quit. So what might be done here? Also, you may ask for a reasons, yeah, what happened, why weren't you concentrated or something else. If it's a trainee or a coach, he or she might know the definite reason, yeah, where is the weak points of this person or of this sportsman, and pay attention only to it, yeah, training it more or given some really, I don't know, beneficial advice or something that works. So being specific. I'm still waiting for your comments with sentence number 8. We've discussed 10, it's clear, but what about 8? There are some grammar mistakes in your sentences, they don't sound right. So while I'm moving forward, we have it. Let's correct them to make your say much better. Good. Is there anything else? So now I'll show you next picture, and I hope you know what it means. So this is the opportunity for you to win the prize for completing the task. Again, the first person who does it will win the prize. Ready to start with it? Here it is. So if you don't know how to do it, send me minus, I'll explain. If everything is clear, just send me the answers or plus. Yes, you also commented number 9. Maybe the sportsman had an injury, but he didn't say about it, or you shouldn't give up. Yeah, so in the first one, injury might really influence his game. Yeah, and second one, Evgenia suggests us as motivation. Yeah, you may not give up. Next time, you definitely succeed in it. Evgenia is the first one. Excellent. Like what? So I congratulate Evgenia for participating, yeah, and winning the prize. You will find out more about it later. For those who haven't sent me the answers yet, you will have the opportunity to do it next time. I'm sure you will succeed in it as well. So now you will practice giving feedback to yourself. I'll tell you about myself a little bit, and you will compare and comment it with your ideas. So the first thing that you need is my purpose, my why. So when you do any kinds of activity, you should understand why you're doing it. Next one, it's values. That is the things that are really important to you. So for example, if we're talking about my values, yeah, it might be my family, my work, some sports activities, entertainment, and the rest, money, for example. So you should choose for yourself what are your values. Approximately, maybe it's 8 of them, maybe 10, yeah? And you can make it a kind of circle, yeah? Wheel of life satisfaction, work and career, physical health, and the rest. Next one, my motivation. Here you should understand for yourself what motivates you. It might be a person here in your life who is good at the area you're working on, and he or she motivates you. It might be a video blogger with some interesting ideas, or also your family that supports you. Meeting new people might motivate you for something else, new experience, traveling, being able to learn something new. So decide for yourself and comment in chat what motivates you. So at least one thing that is the best motivator. Sometimes it might be even parents. Next one, my energy needs. Definitely to doing any kind of activities, we need to have a lot of energy. But where can we take it? First of all, you can understand where is your peak performance period. For example, my peak performance period is in the evening because I can do everything people want. I need time to restore and increase my personal productivity. That is why in the morning I'm so sleepy. I hate wake up so early. I need time just to walk through my room, house, and do all the stuff before I will be really active. So understand it for yourself, what you need. Yeah, music, family is your motivation. Good. When is your peak energy? In the evening, in the morning, in the middle of the day? Do you know when you work more actively? Also commented. Number 5, my work or study needs. So here you should understand why you're studying and what for. What do you need to study better? So I will tell you about work and you can comment about your school, for example. As for me, I am highly motivated, so I generally prefer working on my own. So because when I do the task on my own, I'm more concentrated on it. I can finish it earlier. Yeah, it's and I know that only I'm responsible for this work. That is why it's easier. However, I do value the collaboration throughout the week of challenge, and it gives me some perspectives, yeah, some thoughts how to act with it. So I don't just work on my own. Sometimes I can, yeah, speak with colleagues and work together on a kind of project and get some more ideas from other people, yeah, as well from students when they suggest some bright ideas how to have rest or something else. So you should decide for yourself what your study needs. I work actively at night, evening. Evening, yeah. So most of you are evening people. People's achievement, which I want to overcome, or at least try to become better to be more like them. Yeah, I agree. So this is a kind of source motivation. So one more thing that I know for sure about myself, I don't value endless meeting. So when it's long for a okay, when this activity takes a lot of time, I definitely won't start with it. So because I just try to avoid it, it seems boring. In this case, I understand that for me, I should divide it to several parts. So also you should know better how you work and what influence on it. Then things that restores you. Yeah, this is the point that you've made the presentations about. Yeah, what helps you walking in the garden, maybe even eating sweets, watching TV shows, and the rest. So for me, restoring thing is different. Definitely sleep. I need to sleep at least 8 hours or during the window 10 hours, but it's just a perfect picture. I never have so enough sleep, but still. I'm energetic and focused. I can't be, yeah. So energetic and focused without this proper rest. I prefer walking and chilling out in the evening. Exercises also help me to burn this anxious energy. Meditation, going for a walk, and vacation. Yeah, I know that in general, in perfect way, I need 6 or 8 weeks of vacation and being completely disconnected from teaching. So you should know for yourself all these areas because sometimes if you know that sports help you just get out of the thoughts and this is the only way, yeah, how you act. Uh, you may not have an opportunity to run outside for a way because of an awful weather. Or maybe of the quarantine, all the gyms are closed, so also might be a problem. So you should have several ideas, yeah, even more than three to change them, not to get bored with them, and being relaxed all the time. Next one, my natural preferences and tendencies. So there is much we can change about ourselves, but our natural preferences and tendencies make us who we are. So as unique, yeah, as individual, we should respect ourselves. Next one, my learning style. So as for me, I definitely learn by doing things. What is your learning style? Do you like maybe listen more, watch more, act more? What is your learning style? Next one, my strengths and abilities. Yeah, it's important to know at what you are good at and bad at and use only your strength points. You should know your personality, either you are extrovert, introvert, and how it influence on you. as well as emotional tendency. Yeah, your source of confidence. It might be parents, it might be work, or for example, if you're good at math, yeah, source of confidence might be just a math club or some other ideas where you get this satisfaction. Everything that holds you back, it might be your fears, it might be your carvings. Carvings means the desire, what you really want to do, and that doesn't help you. So, for example, you want to lose weight, and your carvings is eating sweets. Yeah, you like them so much, and it just doesn't help you to get this idea, and as well as your expectations. That's what you expect from other people and from yourself. If you set high goals for yourself, definitely it's difficult to achieve them and you would be rather disappointed. Mhm. So that is all that I wanted to share with you today. uh, if you have any other comments, yeah, or questions, you're welcome. Ambivalent, yeah. So let's explain to anyone what it means. Yeah, Evgenia is a person who has a balance, yeah, of extrovert and introvert. So I think I might be ambivalent as well. It depends on my mood or maybe on a company in which I am. Good, well done. So if there aren't any comments, I wish you a good week and see you next Friday. Bye bye.